There will be a city on Mars in the year 2050.
Okay, somebody to explain some shit. Thank you. How SpaceX will build a city on Mars. This whole just dropped 2 months ago. This is recent. Let's see what they talking about. 2050. They already talking about 2050. That's like what, 30 some years? 28 years? 23 years? 24, 25, 26, 7, 8 years? 2010 type of information? 2010? Oh, because it's 8 years ago. Facts.
Humanity's second home, our first outpost away from the shelter of the Earth,
Yeah.
and a construction project that will cement our future as a multi-planet species. SpaceX is determined to make this vision a reality, but it's going to require more than just ambition and big rockets to colonize Mars.
Facts.
The biggest thing that would set a Mars city apart from some other off-world colony, like a moon base, for example, is this idea of being self-sustaining. You see, a person living on the moon could still return to the Earth as often as they like. There's only about 1 day of travel time between the two, and likewise, that would mean that any resources the people of the moon might require from Earth would be within easy reach at all times.
Wait, so, I guess that's how they would get started. They would have to be able to go back and forth anyway. Going to the moon makes way more sense than going to Mars. It only takes a day to get back and forth? Yo, what's good? What his name is? Sometime? What's good sometimes? Welcome to the stream, Brody. Well, you have to send more spaceships? Yeah, like, how many spaceships is going to be in the sky going to Mars? He full of it. Elon is full of it. Hey, is he just... I don't know.
Mars is a different story. Now we are looking at 8 months of travel time one way from Earth. This could be improved in the future with nuclear propulsion systems, but even if that works out as good as can be expected, the trip to Mars would still be around 45 days. That means the people of Mars cannot be dependent on the resources of Earth. They have to learn to harvest everything that the red planet has to offer, and what it has is really not much.
See, because they ain't got shit on Mars neither. It's crazy. The moon is the perfect distance between us and the sun to where we can have perfect eclipses. Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine getting rear-ended in the vastness of space. Yeah, see, I feel like that would never happen. Yo, what's good? Tim's on the right feet. Welcome to the stream, Brody. Glad you could make it tonight. We're trying to see what Elon is up to colonize Mars. He might be full of shit, though.
Will drive the creation of a massive industry on Mars to extract those resources and transform them into the necessities of human life. With the idea being that one day, the ships from Earth will just stop. Whatever the reason for that might be, support from our homeworld will come to an end and humanity will continue on from our second planet. This is going to require around 1 million people or more to be living and...
Oh, did y'all ever see that one show? It's a cartoon. It came on HBO Max. It's called Fired on Mars or something. Like, people wouldn't be able to just stand here like this in Mars. I guess unless you're inside. But if you go outside that hole, you're done for. If you don't have like a spacesuit on. But nah, the show Fired on Mars, that hoe's actually tough. It's actually really good. Like, I watched all of it. I loved it. And yeah, it's a lot about how it would be if we was trying to work on Mars and get shit done over there. And then the nigga got fired.
Thriving in a Martian city before
like what happens if I get fired while I'm here? Like, are y'all gonna throw me into jail? Like, y'all not gonna let me just sit around not do nothing, you know? What, am I just gonna be a janitor cleaning up after everybody?
Anything goes wrong on Earth. So that means we need to build deep roots on Mars, both figuratively and literally.
Right.
First, there were robots. The planet Mars will be inhabited by dozens, maybe hundreds of robots before any person ever sets foot there.
Do y'all really want that? Like, the first thing you see when you step foot in Mars is some damn bots. Some straight bots, some straight clankers? Really? Like, them niggas gonna be working though. They gonna be working. That's the only thing that's a pro. There's a lot of cons though. Don't get in the way of a robot while he working. Cause the robot might do something, or the niggas that's in charge of the robots might do something. The robots have a better chance. Yeah, like, ship the robots over there and then let them just simulate life, bruh.
And when we do get there, we'll be following in the footsteps of this thing, Optimus, the Tesla bot.
No, thank you.
It's probably not a coincidence that a sister company of SpaceX is making the exact technology that they're going to need to start building on Mars. Optimus is a fully autonomous AI-powered humanoid, and it's designed to take over any job that is currently done by people.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, Optimus could also begin to...
They testing them here first, perfecting them for their real duty on Mars. That's all they're doing while they're here on Earth. They're just preparing them. They're preparing them. Yeah. Clankers is such a hilarious word. Facts. Why not test them on the moon? I mean, it sounds like he has plans to go to the moon too, so he'll probably do that first, low key. It would be the smartest thing to do. Go to the closest object first. Test shit out. Start building something on the moon so that you can then take it to Mars, maybe. Anybody else waiting for AI to turn into the Terminator? Wow. It's GG's, you know, once that happens. Why make the robot have a human-like body, though? Bro, the human body isn't the most efficient build for a robot. Come on now. Hey, why they look like people? He got a point. Why did they make them in the shape of a human? When we know humans is inadequate. Far more inadequate than a damn robot. You can build it to make it look like whatever. What's the logic behind that? So they look friendly? Ain't nothing friendly about this nigga. Next thing you know, they gonna start wrapping them in flesh, in human flesh. And it's gonna be this underneath. Crabbot. Would you trust Wall-E? Would I trust him? To do what? With my life? Like, I trust him to get some work done. That's about it. That is about it.
Doing a job that will eventually be taken over by a person, like a Mars colonist, for example.
But a humanoid shape can do a larger variety of things. We're a very generalized physiology. Yeah, that's true. We're built to do a lot of things. That's facts. That is facts. Mm-hmm. Yep, I give you that one. I'll go ahead and get that to you. Come on now.
The The thing about Mars is that it's just too far away and too inhospitable to simply launch a crew of human beings out onto the frontier and let them fend for themselves.
Yeah,
it may
so
have worked for the Europeans colonizing the New World, but the journey to Mars will be by far the most dangerous migration that humankind has ever experienced. The surface of Mars is colder than Antarctica. It's drier than the Sahara Desert, with even bigger dust storms, and the atmosphere is so thin that liquid can't even exist. There's
Hey, run that back by me again?
Dust storms, and the atmosphere is so thin that liquid can't even exist.
No water? What? What are we doing?
There's just not enough pressure to hold it together, so what you get is instant evaporation. People are mostly liquid, so outside of a pressure suit on Mars, you would instantly start to freeze, boil, and suffocate all at the same time.
No! What the why would anybody want to have to go through that? What are we doing? Oh my God. It's actually cooked. Didn't y'all ever watch Mission to Mars? Never watched it. Never watched it. And by the way, Elon be talking about trying to give Mars an atmosphere and give it water and oxygen as if it's some easy task. Yeah, the pressure, they already said the pressure of Mars is cooked. It's not enough pressure. It's too thin. Air's too thin. Everything just evaporates. Like, unless you build a planet-sized dome around Mars. No, bro. Like, you're crazy to believe anything like this could ever happen, bro. Like, and that sounds crazy to even say, but like, or does it? I don't even know anymore.
And even if you did stay safe inside your suit, you're still likely to get a heavy dose of radiation. The lack of atmosphere out there means that there's almost nothing separating the Martian surface from the colossal nuclear reactor in space that we call our sun. This is why SpaceX has already made their plan to launch the first ships to Mars with Optimus robots on board.
Because they're the only ones that can survive.
This could happen as early as 2026. SpaceX has a roadmap that shows 5 Starship.
Nigga, 5 Starship landers full of bots. Not one human is going there. Okay. I wonder, bro, like, are the bots gonna do what they supposed to do as soon as they touch down? Like, it was good, Himma. Welcome to the stream. Hope you doing well. I'm good. I hope you doing well. All that money to build it is gone, by the way. All that money to build what? We're not getting those resources back. So what you're saying is gonna happen regardless because they already spent the money on it? What game are you playing later? What game was I gonna play? I think some horror games. Some good old horror games later on.
Ship landers heading to Mars, each one loaded with 10 tons of payload. Now, the only real goal of that first transit will be to land at least one ship without crashing. That's why they want to send more than one at a time, because there will probably be a learning curve. One of the things we know about SpaceX is that they learn through trial and error, and oftentimes that means stuff blows up at first, but once they get it right, they're able to lock in and just keep executing very consistently.
Okay.
So, assuming that one ship lands safely and releases a handful of Optimus robots.
I don't know if y'all noticed this in the top over here. Behind the title, it says 3D sequence made by actual humans. The fact that we have to put disclaimers about that shit now, good lord.
into the Martian landscape, they're still not going to have a whole lot to do until the next wave arrives. 2 years after the first successful landing is when the first real colonial fleet arrives. 20 Starship landers, each carrying 75 tons of cargo, most of which is going to be infrastructure for the first people to arrive. Now, let's talk about where this Mars colony is going to be located. SpaceX has already identified the Arcadia region as a prime candidate for settlement.
The Arcadia
This is just
region.
northeast of the volcano Olympus Mons, the tallest mountain in the entire solar system.
They got volcanoes
Arcadia
too?
is a flat plain that's close to the equator, yet still believed to contain large deposits of water ice, which is going to be the single most important resource on Mars for a couple of reasons.
My nigga, what? Y'all put water and then you froze it and then it's a liquid and a solid at the same time? Is that what you're telling me? What's going on here? Ion 1, I can explain why this would be a good idea. Okay, explain it. Go ahead. Go ahead. If Elon was so great, why can't he claim those kids and get better friends? And get better friends? Claim his kid. He a deadbeat? He over here thinking about Mars all the time. Yeah, and change X back to Twitter. Facts.
When we talk about the infrastructure that the Optimus robots are going to be building
Sound
for
like
their
a slushy?
future human comrades, there are two critical machines that
'Cause
they need to get up and running.
I don't think he I don't
Ice,
think,
which is going to be the single most important resource on Mars for a couple of reasons.
so they got water ice on Mars. Okay.
When we talk about the infrastructure that the Optimus robots are going to be building for their future human comrades, there are two critical machines that they need to get up and running. One is a water treatment plant. People need to drink, but water is really heavy. Just bringing enough of it to keep everyone alive on the 8-month journey from Earth to Mars is going to be a challenge.
Facts.
And that already involves using a lot of recycled water. But there are only so
Yeah.
many times that you can turn last night's pee into this morning's coffee.
Dude, water will be a limited resource. I don't know if that's sustainable, dude. Like, what are we talking about right now? Just use spit is disgusting. Dookie water? Yeah, I mean, they just gonna keep recycling it, but I mean, that's what we do, but like, they're gonna be recycling a small portion of water. Like, okay. I don't know if that'll be sustainable. Okay, like this. If we need help, Mars would be best. We will lose our eyesight and infertility. What? We will live, then die. Wait. What? I don't know if you explained that well. Not gonna lie. Beaches? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Only so many times that you can turn last night's pee into this morning's coffee.
He's competing with Nick
Now,
Cannon.
the cool thing about water is that it can serve many purposes beyond just hydration. For
Richest man in the
example,
world.
you can break water apart into two base elements,
Okay.
oxygen and hydrogen. So as
Right.
part of the same process that converts ice into drinkable water, our robot scouts can also produce oxygen for future colonists to breathe.
But you just melt ice to make it water. What do you mean?
And hydrogen. So as part of the same process that converts ice into drinkable water, our robot scouts can also produce oxygen for future colonists to breathe. Then there's hydrogen.
Oh my God. How long does it take for a tree to actually be of some use for oxygen? How long does a tree need to grow? Like, just having a plant, like a little plant, does that give enough oxygen back? For like, you know, hella people? Like 50 years, right? They better start now. You know? Yeah, y'all, I feel like we would have already needed to be on Mars and have shit growing for us to just. They still talking about this shit.
Particularly,
ain't nobody done nothing. Elon ain't done nothing. Hey, yo, Sage Snake, appreciate the 8-month resub, Brody. Thank you, bro. W Sage Snake, W sub.
Useful for human consumption, but very important for making rocket fuel.
Okay.
Now, here's something to consider in the long run.
Rocket fuel.
Aside from oxygen for future colonists to breathe.
Yeah.
Then there's hydrogen. Not particularly useful for human consumption, but very important for making rocket fuel.
Okay.
Now, here's something to consider in the long run. Signing up to be a Mars colonist is probably going to involve a one-way ticket to the Red Planet. But in the short term, before we have a big, awesome city for everyone to live in,
like golf balls,
people are going to want a return trip. And just like with water, rocket fuel is very heavy. Just bringing enough of it to last the journey and land.
There's no way. No. Once we get there, we're not going back. We're not going back once we get there. Like, what are we going back for? I'm not going to go. I'm not going to be there, no way. But going back, like, why are we going back? Like, at this point, I feel like by the time this shit is real, if it ever happens, Earth would be done for. Because why else did we leave Earth in the first place? Leaving your life behind is crazy. My life is on Mars now if I'm on Mars. Come on now.
Rocket fuel is very heavy. Just bringing enough of it to last the journey and land on Mars will be difficult, which means there won't be...
You heard what? That once your body is accumulated to Mars's gravity, you can't go back to living on Earth? You just can't. You just can't do that. Once you get used to some other gravity, can't go back to where you came from. Nope. Nope, you can't do that. You will die. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh, yeah, that's true, by the way, because the water gravity would mess up your muscles. The weaker gravity will mess up your muscles. Okay, that makes hella sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Because once you get on Mars, you're going to become weaker because everything is a little lighter, including you. Eh? It makes you taller. So we're gonna be tall and skinny. Hell no.
Bringing enough of it to last the journey and land on Mars will be difficult, which means
say that
just
again.
return trip. And just like with water, rocket fuel is very heavy. Just bringing enough of it to last the journey and land on Mars will be difficult, which means there won't be fuel left over to launch a second time and come all the way back to Earth.
Come on!
So a second big infrastructure project for the Optimus bots is going to be constructing a rocket fuel production plant. Now, there are some rockets that burn pure hydrogen as their fuel source, but it's not a popular choice because hydrogen is a very difficult element to work with.
You know, at this point, I'm on the side of go ahead and try it. Let's see if it happens. Let's see if it can be done. Hey, it'd be cool to see. It'd be cool to see. Would I ever go there? No. But it would be cool to see. If they can accomplish this, put some bots on Mars to start building some stuff on their own. Okay, I want to see that. On Mars, though. Don't do that here.
But it's not a popular choice because hydrogen is a very difficult element to work with. It's very prone to weird chemical reactions and is extremely hard to contain because it's the lightest element in the universe. That is why SpaceX chooses methane as their fuel for Starship. It's hydrogen with a little bit of carbon mixed in. 1 carbon atom for every 4 hydrogen atoms, and that carbon just helps to stabilize the mixture and weigh it down enough to make this whole process a lot easier. And we know hydrogen comes from water, but carbon will come out of thin air, literally. What little atmosphere Mars does have is mostly carbon dioxide, so a carbon capture device would be able to extract the necessary atoms from the air. You get carbon to make methane and some bonus oxygen for people to breathe. Now, in order to support the new robotic...
You get a little bonus oxygen. Boy, They gonna start selling air. Tuh. You want to hit this CO2 machine? Here you go. Hey, we're gonna run you $50 a month though. Mm-hmm. Like the Lorax. Did they do that on the Lorax? Come on, man. Humans born on Mars are gonna look weird. Facts. Damn, imagine being the first baby born on Mars. You a Martian for real. You a homegrown Martian. Once all the Martians is old, they gonna be wanting to kick the other Earthling beings out. Boy, that's crazy. Damn, boy. Come on, man. Tell you what, bro. Not Earthlings. We gonna be the Martians for real. We gonna be the Martians because we colonized it first, huh? They finna be a new race. Facts. Welcome to the stream, Brody. They gonna be a new race for sure, cause yeah, they the first of their kind. The first baby born on Mars will be their leader. He will be the oldest, you know, the wisest. Maybe can't even say that. Cause I imagine they'll probably try to get some babies all at the same time. That's what I would do. I'd get all the babies, make them grow up together. Right? Now they all equal to each other by age and, you know, development. Yeah. But that first one that come for real, the first one to open his eyes, yeah, he gonna be the one. Yeah. Y'all know they gonna make him in a tube now. They finna build all types of stuff to make extra humans on Mars. Just, man, that's just gonna be crazy. Like King Bradley from FMA. Oh, King Bradley, yeah. What was his sin name? Wrath? Yeah. Just like him. Was it Wrath? Yeah. Bro, born in a lab. Facts. That's how they gonna do that thing on Mars. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm willing to bet. Cause I don't know if I'm sure they'll send enough people, actual humans, to repopulate or whatever, but I'm sure they also gonna have motherfuckers in the lab too. Yeah. And they might be super soldiers to help colonize Mars. Build shit. They probably gonna enslave them. That's what humans do. They're gonna convince the actual Martians that they have no power there, even though that they were the first ones born there.
Would be able to extract the necessary atoms from the air. You get carbon to make methane and some bonus oxygen for people to breathe.
Come on,
man. Now, in order to support the new robotic manufacturing industry on Mars, there's going to need to be a mining operation as well. The water ice that we are going to need is located under the ground. That means we need to dig it up. And again, probably not by coincidence.
Appreciate you for that membership over there on YouTube, bro. Appreciate that. W Texas Welder. Welcome to the Brodies, man.
SpaceX is going to have access to some boring technology from another sister company.
Oh.
Now, a full-scale tunneling machine is not going to be practical for early construction on Mars, but taking that same design and scaling it down.
New countries are going to show up on Mars too? I don't know if that'll be immediate. I think more immediate action. Everybody would be one country. Because, New World Order and all that shit. Y'all don't think that's going to carry over to Mars? Come on now. It's going to be one world order for a minute, I feel like.
To be practical for early construction on Mars, but taking that same design and scaling it down into a Martian mining rig is going to start unlocking those resources that make it possible for humans to survive and eventually create a sustainable colony. As a bonus, all of the soil and rock that they dig up while mining can be processed into a kind of asphalt and used to lay down hard surfaces for roads and landing pads. And that is where we end up about 2 years after our first large-scale robot landing.
2 years.
This could be as early as the year 2030. There's not.
Okay. Wow. So we getting roads in 2 years in. We getting some roads. Good point. You can't eat the robots. Yeah, like the robots are not. They're no value to you other than they do work. That's it.
Nothing wrong with a little optimism from time to time. And now it's time for the first people to arrive.
If someone is born on Mars and cannot see, he would be strong but blind. Well, yeah. I don't know why you would just assume he'd be strong though. But if he can't see, he's blind. That's for sure.
On Mars as part of this massive Starship fleet with 100 landers, each carrying 150 tons of cargo. There are going to be 2 new construction projects that need to begin once the first human settlers arrive.
Right.
One is a power plant.
Okay.
Up until now, the robots have only needed enough electricity to recharge their batteries, something that could easily be handled by a few solar panels. But now that people are here, their energy needs are going to be much higher. So once the power plant is ready, all of the infrastructure that the robots have been building gets turned on. Life support systems that provide oxygen, water, heat, and air pressure need to run 24/7.
So shit really don't start growing until the humans get there? I mean, I guess those trees, they look grown. But they're saying this is 2 years later. I don't know, bruh.
Oxygen, water, heat, and air pressure need to run 24/7. The length of one day on Mars is almost exactly the same as a day on Earth, which means that every 12 hours or so, it's going to get dark. And that means solar panels need to be hooked up to batteries. Big ones. By now, we can probably say it's not a coincidence that Tesla has been manufacturing large battery storage systems that they call the Megapack. You can fit a couple of these inside of a Starship lander, and just one Megapack can power a small town for a couple of hours. So keeping a small Mars colony alive overnight is actually more than doable. But people also need homes on Mars.
Yeah.
The advantage of the Starship lander with its gigantic size is that it can continue to provide adequate shelter for people long after they touch down on Mars.
So the thing we flew here in, we really is also living in. And you better not walk outside without a spacesuit on because you're cooked. You better be walking into an enclosed area. They need our poop. What makes you say that? Lab meat. He is strong because of the gravitational pull is more. So he wins, but he is blind. Yeah, he better learn how to fight blind. How to work blind, you know. Got to find a way for that.
There's no rush to move out, but Starship is also not an ideal long-term home. It's very tall and narrow, and you have to take an elevator every time to get in or out. So now people and Optimus bots work together to build the first permanent habitat on Mars. These habitats can take many forms. The first one that comes to mind for most people
is... Why not just have the robots build all of it? You know what I mean? Do we not have enough? What if the humans could be doing something else? I don't know. What could the humans be doing if not helping build the infrastructure? I'd build enough robots to get it all done without a human touching nothing. Now, but if you want to help, you want to volunteer, go for it. Farming? Yeah, exactly. Farming is perfect. Now, ain't no soil out there. I don't know, I don't know how they getting these trees and these domes off, but, they're doing it, I guess. Having babies. Okay. Having babies. Yes. We need doctors. Okay. We need nurses, right? And we need, staff members, the people at the front desk, secretaries. Yup. We need customer service. Yeah. Cooks. Cause how we gonna cook? What food are we gonna be eating? Where the cows at? Are we bringing cows and chickens and horses and damn pigs? Are we bringing the animals with us? Are we gonna have any animals over here running around? Are we gonna have any meat? Any meat at all? What kind of meat would we be eating? Doubt there'll be any meat. Come on now, there won't be no meat. There's no business being there. I need him to talk about the food situation because that's big. That's huge. The food situation is huge. You need to have that. You need to have an answer for that.
These habitats can take many forms. The first one that comes to mind for most people is going to be a big glass dome. And that's maybe something we can figure out a lot further down the line of city construction, but for the first Martian homestead, that's just way too hard. For example, we don't build a lot of giant glass domes on Earth, but the closest thing ever made to a sci-fi Mars city would be the Singapore Airport Nature Dome. This covers 135,000 square meters of internal space, and the structure itself weighs 3,500 tons, which would be at least 350 Starship loads of material just to build one dome, plus all of the construction machinery you would need on Mars to actually assemble something of this size. Now, we can build domes, we just have to think more about working with the natural environment of Mars. For example, we can make an ice dome. It's an idea.
Why is the robots not making the domes? The robots should be equipped enough to build the damn dome for us. They shouldn't have to put no human in harm's way. All this shit should be done before the first human steps foot on Mars. We should have running water, electricity, a dome over my head when I step foot here. I'm not living in no spaceship.
Working with the natural environment of Mars. For example, we can make an
DoorDash would be a cheat code? What you mean? There's no food to DoorDash. What are you DoorDashing? Water? No. You not driving anywhere. You think you're gonna be driving? Boy, stop. Everything's gonna be indoors. Everything. Space Dash. Mars should definitely be a robot-only colony. Facts. Do they have Amazon? Oh, look. Huh. Elon and Jeff, do they get along? 'Cause that's really all it come down to. They both billionaires. If they want to work together, I bet they would.
Just have to think more about working with the natural environment of Mars. For example, we can make an ice dome. It's an idea that's currently being studied by NASA's Langley Research Center, and it takes advantage of the natural insulating power of water. This is the same reason why Inuit people in the north make igloos. Frozen water will keep heat in, but just as important on Mars, it's going to keep radiation out. You see, water is actually one of the best shields against deadly radiation from the sun.
Okay.
The ice dome begins with...
Shout out to water! Okay, if we can get us some water flow. If you can get water flow, bruh, the water will change your life. An ice dome sounds cool, no pun intended. Facts. Yeah. I thought I was gonna have to buy a gallon bottle today because I lost the top to this hole earlier today when I was at the gym. After the gym, this hole came off. The top to the bottle came off. Right? This hole came off. And I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the top. So I'm like, oh no, I can't walk around with a gallon bottle with no top on it. I got to go get another bottle. That's what I'm thinking. Then I'm like, all right, did it fall off in the gym? I'm not going back inside to get it. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. And I'm looking for this top to my bottle. I'm not going back in there to get it. Luckily, I didn't leave it in there. But It did fall off, and it went on the passenger side, on the floor of the passenger side. Yeah. I opened this hole and I didn't take a drink. I'm getting me a drink of this. Come on now. Shit.
An inflatable donut-shaped module at its base. Then a solid mold for the dome shape goes up around that. And finally, autonomous robots would fill the dome with water ice sourced from the Martian surface. The ice would be translucent enough to allow natural light to shine through, which is going to benefit the natural sleep cycle and mental health of people living inside. This makes the ice dome ideal for a house, but it might lack the versatility required for bigger and more diverse infrastructure like research labs and factories. So keeping the inflatable module at the core, which is something that we can make on Earth in pretty much any shape and size we might need, and then fairly easily ship to Mars in a single rocket, then we just need a more versatile material to cover it over and provide that extra strength in a solid shell. Again,
all right, so are they saying they're gonna do this or thinking about doing this instead of building a dome? You just build an ice wall instead? Except Mars has like 3 times longer days. Do they? At this point, it's wishful thinking. Yeah, pretty much.
Material to cover it over and provide that extra strength in a solid shell.
It all feels very impossible.
We need to take advantage of local resources. So if ice mining operations are going to keep progressing as humans arrive, then we're going to end up with plenty of rock that gets dug up along the way to finding that ice, which we can then turn around and use as construction material. We already looked at using this mining waste to make asphalt, but for building a sturdy shell around an inflatable house, we'll need something that's more like concrete. In order to do this on Mars, you need a binder. That's going to help the rocks stick together and form into a solid material. And this...
Yeah, I mean, hey, this is, this, you need something to stick the damn concrete together with, because it won't just do that on Mars. You got to find something else to do that for it. Okay. A common cold would cook a Martian? A common cold would cook a Martian? But it's cold over there in Mars. What? But if the moving stopped, I wonder how long it would take for all the original Earthlings to die off? What?
That's going to help the rocks stick together and form into a solid material. And this binding agent is also going to be easy to find in our Mars colony because it's going to come from human waste.
So whose job is that? Whoever has this job, you literally got the shit end of the stick, my bro. Cooked. Now we got a shit road. Now we got a city road. Now we got shitty roads everywhere. Cooked.
This is a concept often referred to as astrocrete or biocrete, and it actually turns the bodily fluids of astronauts into a building material. The idea for biocrete comes to as astrocrete or biocrete, and it actually turns the bodily fluids of astronauts into a building material.
What? Okay, because it's frozen? Because that's still the ice wall, or what they call it, ice dome. Like, yeah, what?
The idea for biocrete comes from a study at the University of Manchester, And they've tested this process using human blood, sweat, and urine. Now, for an ideal Mars colony, we would hope to avoid shedding too much blood and sweat, but assuming we can all stay hydrated, there should be an abundance of urine to go around. We know that it's possible to extract drinkable water from our pee, but there's also a lot of waste product that gets filtered out. That's called urea, and that's the good stuff.
God.
It can actually be mixed with the soil on Mars to make a concrete even stronger than what we build with today on Earth.
No.
I know that sounds crazy, but medieval stonemasons actually used to mix animal blood into their mortar when they were building castles to make it strong. So this isn't entirely new.
Oh my God. The more you know. What the fuck? What do you mean human blood to build up the walls? And the sweat? Where are you getting that from? Huh? Where are you getting that from? Boy, animal blood, they not gonna have animals on there. There won't be a single animal on Mars. We still haven't figured out the meat situation. Still don't know that part. And they talking about using human blood and sweat to build up the walls to make it stronger than what we got on Earth now.
Their mortar when they were building castles to make it strong. So this isn't entirely new. And then there's food, which is arguably going to be one of, if not the hardest aspect of a self-sustaining city on Mars.
Thank you. Come on.
Just like water and fuel, there's only
it.
so much food we can possibly bring down along with us from Earth.
Okay.
So at some point, we will need an abundant supply of Mars-grown nutrition. Farming is difficult under any circumstance. Even on Earth, it's one of the toughest jobs around. But Mars poses a unique challenge to growing food. The soil is literally toxic.
Bruh, I'm about to get up, man. I'm about to have to go take a lap, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, huh? Oh, man. This is ridiculous. What do you mean that the soil is toxic? It's just gonna kill us. Whatever we grow from it, we eat it, we die. It's literal poison. That's what you're saying right now. Got it.
It's a unique challenge to growing food. The soil is literally toxic.
Right.
Martian soil is laced with something we call perchlorates, which contain chlorine, which is the stuff we put in swimming pools to stop bacteria from growing.
Hey, so boy, I done been around some chlorine, man. Hey, if y'all didn't know, hey, I used to be a pool cleaner before I was doing this. That chlorine ain't no joke. Chlorine ain't no joke, man. I had mixed meat. Look, quick story. I had me a bucket, right? This is, you know, normal stuff, everyday stuff. You do it all the time. I had put, well, actually, no, I did something stupid, but just roll with me here. I got me a bucket, put me some water in it, then put me a few tabs of chlorine in it. That's what you're not supposed to do. And then I stirred the chlorine up in the bucket. Next thing I know, that motherfucker start hissing at me, start smoking up at me, and I'm coughing out my lungs, almost finna die.
Same goes for anything.
Now, what I did wrong was put that damn chlorine in the bucket of water that I had. You don't do that. You don't do that. That's on me. I did something stupid. I almost killed myself. I was finna be done for. Literally. So I had to run to the backyard of the house because I'm, working on a pool. I'm working on a house, working on a pool. I got to take that bucket and put it somewhere. It's supposed to go in the pool. I don't know what I was thinking, putting it in the damn bucket. But yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, the chlorine ain't no joke. If that's what is in the soil of Mars, yeah, done for. Absolutely done for. Yeah. Is there a way to neutralize the chlorine in the soil? Tuh, we'll figure that out, I guess. Wouldn't we? We're going to have to figure that out.
You might want to plant in Mars soil. The perchlorate, which is the stuff we put in swimming pools to stop bacteria from growing.
Yeah.
So the same goes for anything you might want to...
In case you're wondering what you're supposed to do with chlorine tabs. Tabs of chlorine about that big. Come on now. Actual, like a hockey puck. Look, imagine a hockey puck. That's a tab of chlorine. You're supposed to put that where? In the damn floater for the pool. Throw that thing in the floater, twist the cap, throw that hole in the pool. It's good. It's good to go. Put it in the pool floater.
To stop bacteria from growing. So the same goes for anything you might want to plant in Mars soil.
Right.
The perchlorates are going to stop it from growing.
It won't even grow.
And that leaves us with two solutions that are about equally as challenging. Either we need to transport all of our soil for agriculture from the Earth to Mars, which even a starship full of dirt is not that much when we're trying to grow food for 1 million people.
Come on now.
Or we need yet another Mars-based industry for processing soil, removing perchlorates, and making sure that there's adequate nutrients available to make it viable for growing plants.
Yeah, we
Now,
need
luckily,
that.
there's another outlet for repurposing human waste. If
They don't have a plan for that, though. We need that. I don't think there's a plan for that, though. Take the chlorine out, and then make sure the soil got enough nutrients in it. Yeah.
growing plants. Now, luckily, there's another outlet for repurposing human waste. If urine can be used to make cement, then the number 2 can be used to fertilize the fields and feed 1 million people.
Yikes. Well, yeah. They went there. Yeah. Yeah. They went there. They want us to eat our shit to survive. Yeah. They didn't want to stop at the urine to build the walls. They'll take it a step further and say, y'all know those toilets that y'all be dumping in, we're gonna use that for the soil so that we grow food from it. We grow the food from your dumps. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what it means to survive, Hobbs, whatever it takes. Really? I don't know if that's worth it, not gonna lie to you. I don't know if that is worth it. I don't know if that's worth it. I would rather be elsewhere. Yeah.
Used to fertilize the fields and feed Luckily, there's another outlet for repurposing human waste. If urine can be used to make cement, then the number 2 can be used to fertilize the fields and feed 1 million people. No one said this was going to be pretty, but if we can lock down those basic necessities of life...
That's just life on Mars. We eat our own shit. That's life on Mars.
Power, water, oxygen, shelter, food. And if we can produce those things in a way that is self-sustaining, that doesn't rely on the Earth to ensure the future survival of humans on Mars, then this is the first step towards becoming a true multi-planet species.
Hell
now,
no.
Where do we go next?
Man, nowhere.